This is Rabbi Shafner coming to you from the city of Al-Khida, Bethlehem, Bethlehem, Yehuda, which is where Ruth was from, and of course where Rachel is buried, Rachel's tomb. It's not accessible from Bethlehem anymore. There's a big wall, the wall that goes around it. It is accessible from the Israel side, but since I'm coming today from the Bethlehem side, I couldn't see it. Bethlehem is made up of three smaller cities, Bet Jala, Al-Khida, and Bet Sahar. And we've met people from all three places, and we've spent a whole day in Bethlehem. And last night's the morning here. Last night I slept at the home of a Christian family, a really wonderful Christian family with actually a beautiful house here in Bethlehem. And they spoke a little bit of English and a tiny bit of Hebrew, and I speak 4 words of Arabic, and so we were able to make it work. This has been really a fascinating trip for me. I think for me it's been obviously it's been enlightening. Usually as American Jews, we tend to see, when we mention Palestine, or sometimes even when we see Arabic writing, we tend to just imagine that they all hate us, want to push us into the sea. I know 2 days ago that's certainly what I imagined. When I told my Rebbe in Lud, and I told the people that I learned with in Lud where I was going, they said, you're not going to do any good there. The Quran demands that Islam take over the world, including Israel, in order for the Messiah to come. Of course, I didn't think about the fact that, first of all, a lot of people we met with were Muslims, and they were not Muslims who wanted to push the Jews into the sea. Even religious Muslims don't necessarily want to do that. They do see 1948 as a bad thing. For some of them, it split their farms in two, and they had to run away, and they were not able to come back. We met one woman here at the Hope Flower School, which is it is only a few feet down the hill from Efrat, but it's a school, a non-denominational school, a school that doesn't teach religion. And it was started by the woman who runs it now. Her father started it. Her father lived in Israel, and in 1948 had to leave. His house was confiscated. He ran away and lived in a refugee camp. But still, he had a great quote, which was, "I would rather suffer for peace than for war." And he started this incredible school here that this woman still runs, the Hope Flower School. And at one point she said to us, there's a settlement, and they destroyed our cafeteria because they're expanding the settlement. And I looked up, and it was Efrat, where I eat pizza. And I thought, I really need to talk to Rabbi Riskin and figure out how to get the people in Efrat to volunteer here in the school. I'm sure they would want to. It's a wonderful place where they're trying to teach peace, and they're not taking money from the government or other Arab countries because they want to teach peace. And I had a dream last night that I did that. Anyway, let me just quickly connect this to the Parsha. It's so much to think about in the last day for me. It has really changed a lot of the way I think about the world. Some of you at home will think it's propaganda, but what I've discovered is that when you meet real people, the real people are different than what our image is of all the people there. In the Parsha, 2 things come to mind. The first is that the Parsha is named Yitro. The Parsha of the giving of the Torah is named after a non-Jewish priest, a Midianite priest, who has some good ideas for Moshe. The Torah is willing to tell us that Yitro has important things to tell us, and Moshe is certainly willing to listen. The other thing, of course, is that when the Egyptians are killed, the Medrash tells us, God told the angels not to sing. The work of my hands are drowning in the sea. How can you sing? God says in the Medrash. And to remember, I think, that as Jews we not only believe that the land of Israel is a holy place for us and that we should live here, but that all people are made in the image of God, and the two have to be able to work together. Both are from the Torah. And what I've discovered is that there's a lot of real people on the other side who feel their lives have been made very difficult. The Intifada, they blame it all on the Intifadas and what that's caused. But what that's caused the Israelis to do in response, perhaps too strong a response. I'll leave you with that. As we stand at Mount Sinai unified as one people, think about how can we also be attentive to all those who are made in the image of God. Shabbat Shalom from Al Hira.